In today's video, we're going to walk you through running Google Ads on desktop versus mobile to generate leads, including which actually performs best and how to optimize device targeting for your own campaign depending on how each device is comparing versus the other. And just to give you a brief overview on device targeting, first of all, what you want to do is first of all go to insights and reports and then go to when and where ads are showed. And you'll see here under when and where ads are showed devices which will show you computers, mobile phones, and tablets. Now, in this campaign, we've actually been running the ads only on mobile phones for the last couple of months because we actually saw that they are performing significantly better. But it's firstly worth mentioning is that in general, it's completely up to you. But we found in a lot of cases that tablets don't perform as well as mobile phones and computers when it comes to generating leads, as we found that the intent when people are looking on tablets that it's a lot more browsing and you might still get some form submissions coming from tablets, so it might be worth keeping in, but with somewhat of a negative bid adjustment. But we found in most cases that we just run our responsive search ads on computers and mobile phones. And obviously, as well, if you're running call only campaigns, for example, that by default your ads are only going to run on mobile phones anyway, so you don't need to worry about the different devices that you can be running. But we are going to focus on both computers and mobile phones for this video because if you are running responsive search ads, for the most part, you want to at least start by running your ads on both. And in 90% of cases as well, I'd still recommend running your ads on both, but you can have a positive or negative bid adjustment for one or the other depending on how much better or worse it's performing than the average cost per lead as a whole. Now, for service-based businesses, I highly recommend running your ads on both computers and mobile phones. And out of the two, mobile phones are always going to be 100% necessary because one, you're going to be able to capture high intent phone calls from people that are interested in what you offer. And the intent is always a lot higher from those that can call you directly. So you're going to be missing out on a lot of leads if you're not running your ads on mobile phones where people can simply just call you directly from the ads or call you directly from the landing page when they click on your ad. On the other hand, then we've found computers to work really well as well, especially for companies offering bigger projects where people want to sit down and actually do some more research before getting in touch. And we found that it's really good as well for gathering form submissions. And if you have good landing page templates in place, then in a lot of cases as well, we've seen conversion rates actually be higher on computers than on mobile phones. So for any service-based business, I always recommend running the ads on mobile phones and computers. But what you want to do is that when you start out a new Google Ads campaign, is that straight away you can add a negative bid adjustment for tablets if you like. But I recommend just keeping mobile phones and computers as they are and seeing where most of your conversions come from or if the performance for each is equal. And what you really want to be looking at for each is your conversion rate and most importantly, your cost per conversion. And what we like to look at to actually optimize these is look at your average cost per conversion as a whole down here. So this number here is going to be your average cost per conversion for the whole campaign. And then you'll see that your mobile phones or your computer targeting is either better or worse than your actual average cost per lead. And if we were running our ads on both computers and mobile phones here, for example, and for example, the mobile phones had a cost per conversion of €20 and the cost per conversion on computers, for example, was €26, what we could do then is add, for example, a 10% negative bid adjustment to computers and 10% positive bid adjustment to mobile phone, because the cost per conversion on mobile phone, for example, is around 10% better than the average cost per lead. So it would make sense to add a positive bid adjustment in that case. And just to show you exactly how to do that as well, you select the device that you want to make the bid adjustment to, press edit, change bid adjustments, and then you can increase or decrease that bid adjustment by whatever you like. So if you add a positive bid adjustment of 10%, then as you can see here, a €10 bid would become €11 because that's a 10% increase to your usual bid. And that's how we typically recommend optimizing your device targeting, is that you want to look at how each compares to your actual cost per lead and then add a positive or negative bid adjustment for whatever percentage better or worse that your cost per lead for that device is compared to your overall cost per lead. And lastly, as well, on the point of device targeting, if you are running your ads on computers and mobile phones, is that you want to make sure that your landing pages are fully optimized for both mobile and desktop. And if you are using a landing page software like for example Landingly, which we recommend as our landing page software that we found to work the best for building landing pages. And we leave the link for that down below as well if you'd like to try it out for yourself. You just want to make sure that when you initially make your landing page template on desktop, for example, you would just want to make sure that it's fully optimized on the mobile version as well before you publish it and use it for your campaign. And if you would like to know as well exactly how to make a landing page template like this for your own campaigns, what I'll do now as well is I'll leave the link up above to a separate video that we made going through a full tutorial from start to finish on how exactly to make a full high converting landing page.